It's a little bit like this. I mean, sometimes in life, we can think we're getting things right, and we kind of go around with our little magnifying glass, and we kind of look at people and say, oh, that person's struggling with that issue, or that person's struggling with that, oh, hi there at home, so that person's struggling with that issue, and we kind of, we think we can see people so clearly, we're so wise, we're so godly, we can understand exactly what our colleagues are struggling with. But it's almost as if Jesus would say, well, just put down the magnifying glass and pick up the mirror. Look at yourself first. Check with yourself first. Don't try and help someone else if you're not aware of what's going on in yourself. The quickest way to forget the faults of other people is to remember your own, to remind yourself of what you're struggling with. Years and years ago, I used to work with a guy, and he could be very bold and brash, and sometimes the things he said and the way he acted used to bother me. And I thought he was quite proud, actually. And actually, I was quite proud of how much more humble I was than him. And it was really bothering me at work. And so I thought, I went to see someone, and a wise mentor, and they said, why don't you pray for him? I said, that's not very good advice. So I was hoping something a bit better than that. But I thought, okay, I'll try praying for him. So I prayed that night, and I said, dear Lord, would you help me to get on better with, let's just say Phil, because that's his name, actually. And I said, would you help me get on with Phil? I'm just struggling a bit because I think he's a bit proud. And in that moment, it was almost as if the Holy Spirit said to me, do you know why you notice his pride? I was like, why is that? He said, well, because you've got pride too, in a different way. You're not quite as brash as him, but you are still proud. And I was like, oh. And I said, well, if I'm proud, show me where I'm proud. Dangerous questions, ask the Holy Spirit. And he did. And he was right. And I started to see these areas in my life where pride had sort of crept in. And I kind of asked the Spirit to help me with my pride. And the Spirit did that. And without me even really thinking about this guy, it transformed our relationship because I was more conscious of my pride and how I needed to change. I wasn't agitated so much by his pride. And I was able to see all these other qualities that he had that I hadn't been able to see before because that was so obscuring things. And in a way, as I warmed to him and tried to love him more, he relaxed and didn't feel the need to, impress me or whatever. And so actually, our relationship was completely transformed just by becoming a bit more aware of my own faults. We need to find our blind spots. Ask God to help. The areas where maybe I'm likely to see something in other people because actually it's in me, but I haven't yet acknowledged it. And if you haven't acknowledged you're struggling with it, you're much more likely to see that in someone else. That's the power of projection. Find your blind spots. Only the Holy Spirit can help with that. Don't look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and try and get it out if you're not willing to pay any attention to the plank in our own eyes.